Hi, my name's Alan Skinner. I'm the Director of the Lean Six Sigma Business Excellence Institute, and in partnership with the University of Technology Sydney, or UTS, we provide a very full range of organisational improvement and organisational excellence programs. The purpose of this podcast is to give an overview of the whole Blackbelt program, all of the stages, and Blackbelt certification. Before I do that, let me give an idea of the full program structure that we offer as a means of giving some context to the Blackbelt program itself. We offer a introductory foundations program, which is an awareness raising. We also offer a program for leaders in terms of their ability to actually lead an improvement campaign, select appropriate projects that deal with strategy critical to the business, as well as what it takes to play out the role of being a good sponsor and govern an improvement campaign on an ongoing basis appropriately. And this of course involves diagnosis of the business, which is a key role that leaders need to play. And of course that means that capability is needed in the business to actually help execute improvement projects, and therein lies the ability to develop this capability through things like the Blackbelt program. So it's in this context that I want to talk about the three stages we have in the Blackbelt suite. The first is certainly the parallel between Blackbelt stage 1 and the Greenbelt program, and in this program we set the foundational concepts, knowledge and skills to equip someone to execute small scale to moderately sized improvement projects. Of course, certification is available, mentoring and support in that context. The second stage takes the program to a higher level, and in really the second and third stages take the program to a higher level to help people deal with the complex types of scenarios, improvement scenarios that might be available inside of an organisation. On the one hand, this could be a particular problem, a large-scale transformation project. Alternatively, it could be the development of a new product, new service, a new end-to-end value stream or system that needs to be put in place. So Blackbelt Stage 2 focuses on the initial parts of the methodology again, but takes it to a high level, and that includes how to select improvement projects as well as the process of measurement. And the third stage then continues to work on the more complex skills involved in analysis and design, and also deals with design of experiments as well as design for Six Sigma. More will be said about each of these three programs, so there is podcasts for each stage to give you a bit more depth. But this kind of this overview's intent is to allow you to see the sequence as a whole. Now each of these stages go for a week, and that is, they start on Monday and finish on Friday. There is about a month or so in between each, and so the first one starts in May, the second in June, and the third is in July. So this is a sequence we do each year. Having said that, the Blackbelt Stage 1 or the Greenbelt program is also a standalone program that's run once a quarter at least. On top of that, we provide these programs in-house to organisations who have sufficient numbers to conduct these classes. Having said that, I also want to talk about certification. At the end of Stage 1, people can proceed into a certification period, that is, actually execute a real project inside of an organisation commensurate with the kind of scope that's appropriate to a Greenbelt, not a small scale project like a Rapid or a Just Do It project. And similarly, at the end of stage 3, there is also a certification component. That project has to be done at a level of complexity and size, again, commensurate with Black Belt stage 3. In all of these instances, there is an assessment component. That assessment component is tied to, on the one hand, the actual completion of the workshop, and in that context, there is both a short assessment at the end of each of those stages, as well as an assignment element. And that assessment constitutes 30% of the certification assessment. So at the end of each stage, you complete 30% of your assessment towards certification. In the case of Black Belt stage 2 and 3, it's between the two stages that the 30% of the certification is completed. The other 70% of certification, of course, comes from the completion of the project. As you can see, there is an advanced program, which is a master Black Belt program, but that's not so much done through workshop, but through project work and coaching. Each of the 3 stages in more detail is available as PDFs, downloadable PDFs online. So please visit the website and you can get more information about each stage, but we'll talk about them in following podcasts. Let me also talk about the structure or the design of the curriculum, I guess, behind each of the 3 stages. In an earlier podcast, I talked about our commitment towards experiential learning, theory at the time that you need it, the practice of skills by the individuals who are there and the feedback they get and so on. So this is a very active program that's provided all the way through. It's not just sit down and do nothing, but listen. So I want to emphasize that a lot. And again, have a look at the website and you will see our commitment to our design principles. One of the design principles is the development of a spiral curriculum. I've certainly experienced and talked to people who have experienced a press duck approach. If you think of the French cuisine, where ducks have stuff, stuffed down their throats, etc. That's almost the feeling people sometimes have going to a full Black Belt program over 4 or 5 weeks, intense statistics and so on. People are almost left brain dead. I've never believed in that, and in terms of my experience as a leader of organisational improvement programs across an organisation, we soon discovered that was not the best way to go. So this curriculum is organised around 3 stages. As I mentioned, Black Belt stage 1 is the green belt, where fundamental concepts are established, and then Black Belt stage 2 and Black Belt stage 3 pick up the more complex end of the organisational improvement methodology, skills, knowledge and experience. In this sense, you need to see the curriculum across the 3 stages as an unfolding spiral of ever-growing complexity in foundational concepts and skills. If you like, the foundational concepts are established in stage 1 and then added to in stages 2 and 3. And that includes, if you like, the principles and concepts born out of the history behind the science and art of organisational improvement, really understanding the context of organisational improvement inside organisational excellence, and the meaning behind Lean Six Sigma in that sense. For us, another way of thinking about Lean Six Sigma is really bringing about change that is a sustainable, measurable improvement in an organisation. And therefore, understanding facilitation, change concepts, change management issues, etc., part and parcel of the curriculum, and is built on in stage 1 and certainly in stage 2 and 3. And a fair part of the methodology involves people actually practicing being a skilled leader, facilitator, and receiving feedback from the teams in the actual program. Hence the very experiential nature of the program. Have a look at some of the feedback on the website and you'll see this flavour coming through. Obviously the whole fundamental methodology built around Lean Six Sigma design for Six Sigma is part of the methodology expansion. So at stage one in the Greenbelt methodology, we look at the DMAIC approach: define, measure, analyze, and inside of improve we break that down into develop solutions, pilot if you need to, then implement and control. Below that sits a whole learning cycle methodology and so on. This is one of the unique aspects of what we do that many people have commented is something that they have found very useful. The methodology is expanded into the design for Six Sigma methodology. That is, if I don't have a problem, I'm trying to do something new, how can I put it in place so it has as few hiccups as possible? And so that's the expansion of the methodology. But so also there are some key elements within the methodology that are expanded on. One I've commented on, and that's change management and facilitation. Another is the whole approach to measurement. Obviously this is a key part of the methodology. So measurement planning and evaluation. The whole concept of sampling is expanded on from stage one all the way through. And the actual measurement process, including its analysis of data, is obviously a key theme through the whole journey, beginning with some simpler forms of descriptive analysis at stage one using run charts and so on, and expanding out into control charts, and of course then into design of experiments, or DOE. Another dimension that the curriculum has that unfolds is that of the development stage, the development of solutions, etc., and from logical solution development to bringing creativity to bear, particularly in stages 2 and 3. So that's the concept behind the design of the 3 stages in the journey. The 3 individual stages of Black Belt each have their own objectives, but one could establish a set of overall or overarching objectives for the whole Black Belt program. And in that context, looking at what is being developed in the individual, what kinds of things can they do, what is the value they bring to the table in an organization. That's kind of the final output or objectives or outcomes that we want to think about. And in that context, I want to say that our approach is much broader than perhaps what many people might consider the outcome of a Lean Six Sigma program, hence our use of language around organisational improvement and organisational excellence. In the end, the individual who actually completes the whole Black Belt program, and I would add to that certification as well, is a highly skilled individual, hence the impact on the career, who brings to the table, to the organisation, a whole range of value add work that can be carried out by the individual. And it's in that sense that the concept trusted advisor can be used, if you like, an internal highly skilled consultant that can be released to work on key aspects of the organisation that need improvement, or opportunities that can be developed and taken. And in that sense, at the top end, the Black Belt work is very much tied to an understanding of the strategy of the organisation and how it's currently performing, and working with a leadership team to actually help draw out, through organisational analysis, key strategic improvement projects that ought to be carried out, which then obviously leads into work the Black Belt can do. This ability for me is what differentiates a really helpful, valuable Black Belt than someone who simply understands the mechanics. In that context, the curriculum then becomes much broader, hence our focus on areas like understanding strategy, broader organisational analysis using the business excellence elements, aspects of change management, and facilitation. Of course, the black belt must then transform these initial issues, a range of issues, into specific projects or programs, and then lead these. Not all projects are complex, and hence the black belt might be engaged in helping with perhaps simpler projects, and in that context may be asked to act as mentors for people who are running rapid improvement projects, who are acting as green belts, who may be in an intact team simply completing a just do it kind of piece of work. The black belt needs to be able to span all of that, but certainly lead major projects or programs that can deliver large-scale returns on investment to the organisation. The black belt in that sense may be required to help manage a number of improvement initiatives. And these at the complex level, of course, will require the use of advanced tools and techniques. Again, help looking at the spiral curriculum and specifically the various aspects of the programs allows one to understand what these tools and techniques are. And ultimately, the black belt helps deliver specific changes that will maintain or, more importantly, accelerate performance and help sustain it. And hence our interpretation of organisational improvement, or Lean Six Sigma, as bringing about change that delivers measurable improvement that can be sustained. That's what the black belt brings about. That's why experienced black belts that go through our programs are highly sought. Through the 3 stages of the black belt program, there is a rich array of materials that are supplied to participants. Embarking on becoming a skilled professional in the area of organisational improvement and excellence requires a really clear commitment to learning. And in that context, the program establishes, if you like, an initial support for learning for the participants. There are 3 significant reference books, or if you like, reference books that are workshop based, but they're not slides, they're quite detailed reference books. When I say that, each book's about 300 or more pages. In addition, there are another 9 texts, and you can see the texts listed there, and there are photographs of these. Again, you can go to the website and download more information. These text resources are again available for people beyond the workshop to continue their learning, to draw on as resources. In addition, there are templates provided to people that also contain various kinds of resources. On top of that, we make use of Minitab and Quality Companion. We've chosen to use Minitab because of the standing of Minitab as the support tool for analysis and project support when I think about Quality Companion. The 2 of them obviously go hand in hand. We realise they are not cheap, but we believe they are the best kind of resource available for people. And because so many people are interested in it, that's what we use in our programs. We have used, where people have requested, other support analysis software, but our standard is Minitab and Quality Companion. Now, we have an agreement with Minitab where included in the price of the program for Black Belt stages 2 and 3 is a license for a year on both programs, which can then lead to the purchase of the license beyond that. In addition, there's a variety of online resources that can be made available if people embark on the certification component of the Black Belt program, be it for Green Belt or Stage 1 Black Belt or the other 2 stages. And that includes coaching. More will be said about the certification piece. In closing, I want to encourage you to consider the study and the program of work at the University of Technology, Sydney. Consider it seriously. We believe we provide the best quality program, practical, research-based, effective program, and certainly the many projects that have been completed in all kinds of industries at all levels is evidence of the value or the high regard in which our graduates are held. And when I say graduates, we're not talking undergraduates. We're talking about people who are managers and leaders within an organisation taking on this study of work and delivering successful change, measurable improvement in an organisation. So give UTS consideration. Please have a look at the podcasts, have a look at some of the improvement project stories, and you can certainly further your career with the reputation that UTS certification will provide you. Thank you.